Hi, my name's Nico. I've been self-publishing fashion 30 odd years. The last 6 years I have been started volunteering at Mapura Studios, which is a studio for art from the disability community. And I started a cartooning group, so that's Zinefest.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Buxton and I'm the coordinator of a small community-based museum in New Zealand, where we focus on the history of lesbian women and their diverse communities, the way back sort of through, way back to the 1990s. So we sort of got interested in the Zinefest because it really sort of is a really good connection with the history of all the publications of the lesbian community, lesbian feminist women. Don't get that word. And just sort of like back in the day, the publications were used to sort of their views of the community and with the student themes that really what it's about. So that's
my name is Ariana, and I'm part of Auckland Zinefest. We're a grassroots organisation through activism for kids and organisations. And we come to Zinefest to provide a forum for people to get involved in activism and for the reach people. A lot of our services that we are doing today from the village and possibly that one more of the railway company. We really believe that the theory that comes through them combined with the utility, how useful they can be, the major source for creating outside of what is socially supported.
My name is Six. I started the Canada Platform a couple of years ago as a response to homelessness, and it was inspired by the big issue that had gone overseas. So the idea was to give our street community an alternative to begging. It's been really well received. We've made 2 TV series spawned in the same style as the paper, and I'm delighted to be able to just say we just found out we've got funding for a 3rd season as well. So from small seeds can grow large trees.
Well, I actually took this part of my so, so the next question is, I guess, yeah, how did you personally get involved with that?
Well, I didn't realise I started in Zane. I never set out to start a Zane. I wanted to start a newspaper. And I was a bit precious, and that's probably why I haven't really been terribly involved with the Zane community, because I'm a university journalist graduate. Serious, not arty-farty politics and things. But I mean, a Zane can be anything. It can be, the diversity, it's a platform, it's a channel. So I had a bit of a following online through my blog, through my adventures at transpotting.wordpress.com, which is a romp through homelessness, if you're brave enough to ever read. And then from that, I knew I wanted to start some sort of publication similar to the big issue. And likewise, actually, had the same idea. So I collaborated with them. But I'm not an easy person to work with, and basically told them no. And was subsequently fired from the project. And no need to say they did an absolute piss poor job of producing a paper. And I'm not shy to tell them so. And so they said, "Well, come back on board and show us how it's done." So we did. We produced a second issue of a paper called The Rough Rag, and it was based on good fundamental community journalism values. And that's been my driving force. When I was homeless and I lost everything, I realised the one thing I couldn't lose were my values. And then I used those as the benchmark. I'm really big on values. And like when I sat down and designed what the Chronicle was going to be, it was really important to have clear values. Because they become your measuring stick when you're confused. And I've had ethical dilemmas with Likewise, for example, and our major sponsor. So can I criticise them publicly? Not in my best interest, but I do. Because objectivity is a fundamental journalistic principle, and I would rather maintain my values and principles than get back 200. But what I mean? It's like my project is founded in journalism, but I've come to realise that a zine is just a channel, a platform, and it's enjoying a huge resurgence because people want something tactile. They want something they can read on the toilet and be finished by the time they flush. And they want something they can read on the bus without worrying about the stuff. It's tactile. It appeals to the senses, and you don't have to download it or fill out a form. Or if I were to email you all a copy of the Cairo Chronicle, you'd probably open that link, have a quick look. I'll come back to that later. But we do to 90% of our email because we are inundated with so much information. This is a really clever way of cutting through that clutter. And it's old-fashioned. It's tangible. And I build in things into my paper like dad jokes and little bits of trivia, because they might seem pointless. But what happens is I meet you at work and I tell you that joke. I want to finish. So you've got to strategize. You've got to think, because I'm now at the stage where I'm producing 2,000 5-page copies of the Chronicle every month, which is about 10,000 prints through the research. So I like mainstream marketing will tell you, you've got to be bigger, you've got to be bigger, you've got to be bigger. But my philosophy is, how do you make something valuable? You reduce access to it. And over the last couple of months, I've actually been I've been reducing production and increasing the cost of sponsorship. It's all done by quarter. So you create that perceived value. Especially like a lot of zine makers, I can only afford to print. That means those prints are that much more special. I don't know about it.
Great answer. Yeah, the way, like you said, doing things your way and not having to focus on the pressure.
I'm not a nightmare to work. I'm an award-winning journalist, but I've had jobs at staff with the paper, and I know myself. So for me, this is the best way. What else am I going to do? I've got $60,000 student loan, which I'm never going to pay back, not at this rate. And, a writer writes. Yeah, like Hunter S. Thompson said, writing is a practical career. Because that's all you can do. That's what you did. And you know, I didn't invest $60,000 in an education to go and drive a bus.
Very funny. Yeah. So, yeah, same question. Just how are you involved with the community you have conducted here? Talking about.
In a long road and there's not one out of making some amazing outdoor activities that grow the vision to reach students and most of the involved in the world. I got involved in Zane because I know a millennial who teenagers were forced to media with it. So Zane were like everything always on it. And things were slower, like it really held things in time. And when I was a young teenager, got involved in the grassroots group that we started for the teenagers got together and we were like, oh my god, this is so wrong. So we started a group called Gratitude Youth and we put out a bunch of things. This is actually our fifth copy. I'll try and find it earlier. But these are an amazing way of publishing, giving power back to people, and that's what it's about. It's about not saying you have to citate all of your writing, you don't have to have it academically certified. You can publish what's your truth. And the printing press was a massive tool of liberation that most common book of the world is Bible. And we should have the printing press creating and our active processing, all of those tools and resources as a way of disseminating information to liberate minds. So yeah, we started a info shop, like a Zine bookshop in 2009 with Blackstone. And that was for a few years. Well, I moved up to Melbourne and the Blackstone book in Melbourne, which is a very well running in Amazon and then also there's the Freedom Shop who are here today. So there are some really great places where Zane and the held in place and it's useful for the people to be able to self-publish and use our Zane to like find within its suburbs to be strong and carry on after the So we got involved with New Zealand, got involved with the Zinefest, sort of, I suppose, in a way by default. We were going through our archive and cataloguing all the historic publications that were produced in New Zealand from the first lesbian feminist publication was in 1973 in Wellington, and then the last print was done of the consider and I think about 2000 online. So, and between those two dates, there is a rich history of newsletters, magazines, small publications, very zine-like in their production and even in their appearance that were produced all over the country. So we were going through our archive, cataloguing our collection, working out what we've got, and then we started looking around for new publications, things that have been produced now by the community, things that to add to our collection. And we came across Grace, who does it, and we've got that zine in our collection now as well, and obviously we're adding more. And then we got interested in what the content would be, and obviously the preview all these archive publications in the
there's lots of personal writing, poems, short stories, his articles about historical content, what community was like then, what was happening in the community, some pretty fierce stuff as well about political positions, feminist agenda, who was doing what and what everyone thought, and et cetera, et cetera. So it was all actually really kind of interesting stuff as a story and sort of person. I find that very interesting. So we sort of got around to thinking that we should be doing two things. We should be sort of connecting with the content of those publications because they're a great source of history and information, and connecting with the sort of historic communities, what they're doing, and also that we should be creating a platform that allows younger generations, young people to actually have a voice and express themselves in a way, in the same sort of way. And there's nothing really out there that's doing that apart from zine. So that's sort of how we ended up today. So we've got two zines, sort of more of a historical perspective on the old stuff, and second zine, which is all the new writing, and sort of a more contemporary perspective on what's happening now, which we're giving away as freebies if you want to. And we're hoping that maybe we'll do it again. But that's sort of how we got connected to the zine. And I must admit I've been very much enjoying content that's out there, reading new stuff that I haven't seen before. So that's been great as well. So it's a real vehicle for those marginalised communities, particularly, to have a platform to get their voice out.
Yeah. So, well, how does it play into your life?
So when I started, that's how it started. So I've carried that through an approach to publishing. I realised that I'm working on mainstream publications, seeing something that's similar to and so when I started volunteering at Mapura, and then they asked me to do a cartoon for a big cause, there was so many guys that artists at Mapura producing cartoon-based work, and I found that approach to publishing comics really worked. So one thing that I really love about things is being really open and responsive. So some of the we will produce comics like yeah, incorporate that. So if I was doing a stuff, yeah, mostly a lot of guys less interested in for me making those comics is about what they're doing. That was kind of the comics I wish I was making. Don't get me there, but yeah, and so we kind of make a space between the
Do they get published in a certain format? Or is it
yeah. So mostly when we're doing one person's work, we'll do that in the format. And I've kind of worked out how to do stuff that is low to no cost. So through holes in my printer ink cartridges to refill them. I volunteer at a Auckland resource centre so that I get all the papers. We do some group things that are sometimes funded, sometimes on demand stuff. So yeah, just to make it bigger.
Yeah, it's like, well, do you end up scanning those together, or is it mostly?
How a session will work is coming studio, drawing, doing what they do creatively, and I'll be scanning as it goes. And put it together and see if it's a little test screen thing, stuff like that. So it's really cool.
Cool. Right, sorry guys, I've sort of got into the individual. I'll get to you eventually. Just one final question, because Gabby actually wrote you think you love saying the name of group Mapura Studios. What the dream behind it? What's the reason?
So I think I like TV competition. Yeah. We were kind of initially having a session. Competition. So TV competition. And but I keep saying future. Yeah. So yeah, that was more
Yeah, it's quite original.
yeah.
Really cool. Sorry, we're back around. Um, yeah, so we, as we asked, we've been doing a lot of work as a making history in Auckland and setting up, yes, yeah, in Munich, but do you know what this was like? Did it sound? How difficult was it? Yeah, what's difficult? Everything else was in pushback, isn't it?
I wouldn't say there. Yeah, so I have been in my role as the coordinator there for 18 months, almost 2 years, and so I'm probably one of the first sort of paid people. Most of the people who have been involved previously were so voluntarily or were paid for a sort of small part-time on museum price as a contribution to their effort. So the museum was started in 2007 and it opened in 2008. And the reason, the whole sort of crux around why it actually was created was this realization by the founders that actually lesbian history and the history of the communities wasn't actually being collected anywhere else. So a whole pile of items and objects had been taken to the Gans Wellington, which is the lesbian power, which is a fabulous place and amazing. But it's, at that point, it was predominantly there were quite a pile of objects like t-shirts and lesbian and stuff like that that they just didn't have the capacity. They just couldn't take it, so they turned it all away. And there wasn't really any other institution in New Zealand who was collecting, I mean, even queer history stuff. I mean, you know, it's not just a lesbian history phenomenon, it's certainly at that point definitely a queer community. So that's where the sort of creative museum came from, is it was just to make sure that this amazing history had home. And of course the situation has changed somewhat in New Zealand. quite a number of institutions are, doing a good job of sort of querying their collections. And has more capacity now and is taking some items and objects. But overall, a lot of it's really just big institutions, certainly outside urban centres, like outside the Auckland Museum, outside Tāmaki, outside the GAMS and the Art Gallery, the Auckland Art Gallery. There's really not a lot of other places collecting, particularly. So that's really why we exist, because it's not been done very well.
Good. And a follow-up question in relation to zines seems like a in history because of the way at the time the procedure of line and not the yes, that's would get published.
Absolutely.
What's the percentage like relative to the rest of your collection? What percentage of that is zines or DIY publications? Sorry. What percentage of your total collection at the museum is DIY publications? So yeah, paper media.
Right. So publications probably take up. I want to say maybe about 50%. Yeah, they are quite a significant part. But of course, we don't only just have the publications. We also have things like the meeting minute books from the collectives get together and have their meeting every week to talk about what they're going to print. And we've got the minute books from several of those publications. We've also got the physical, old school, literally paper with cut and pages and through layout pages for one of the publications, about 3 or 4 of their issues that they did by hand. So there's all sorts of other connected sort of parts that, objects and items that sort of relate to the history of those publications as well. But, yeah.
Yeah, you want create almost like a paper of people and where they were and who they were talking to.
Well, from a historical perspective, from a research perspective, it's just a gold mine. Because of course the publications, most of them started out as in response to the fact that their political view or the feminist view or lesbian, it just wasn't being published anywhere else. There was nothing they were being exactly that turned away from being published in mainstream publications. So as a source of what lesbian women were thinking at the time and what their sort of quite radical and political position was around a lot of significant issues. It's really important content. But of course, the second thing that happened, which I'm not sure was totally expected, but certainly happened, is that these publications became a way for communities to connect with each other because there just wasn't any other way. We're talking pre-computer, pre-internet, pre-smartphone. It wasn't even, there was no way for communities, particularly over Aotearoa, to get together. So they did so through publications. So the publications also contained, where you went to have a drink, who was performing where, adverts for flatmates and, the full spectrum of community information, which again is just gold mine because a lot of that is nowhere else. It's just not captured anywhere else. So the publications themselves, in terms of our archive and the historical content, are really, really vital pieces of documents. And I often have students, doing topics in different queer history, coming in and rifling through them to find content that they can't find anywhere else in any other sort of research library.
Incredible to get to question that. How that doesn't go? Sorry?
So the first, I mean, I suppose the broadsheet feminist publication started in 1972, and that's probably the most significant feminist magazine in Aotearoa publishing history. Lesbian women were involved, and there were 5 women who were involved in setting them up. So lesbian women were involved in setting up broadsheet and running the collective right through. But it wasn't technically a lesbian publication, it was a feminist publication. So there were ups and downs, and at times the throwing out down of tools and walking off the job as ideas and ideology parted ways. So the first actual lesbian publication was in 1973, 1973, and also most of the, well, actually pretty much all of the publications were also like lesbian and women only. They weren't shared around into the mainstream. You basically got your hands on a copy by subscribing, so it was posted out to you by mail, or it was available at one of the very few sort of women-only spaces in Aotearoa, which would have been something like going to more sexual when it first started on right? And later the broadsheet bookshop sort of thing. So they were quite that was on purpose. They were quite restricted, but it also, but what it did, because society at that time was incredibly conservative and heteronormative. So in 1973 was the year that lesbianism was taken off the list of mental illnesses in New Zealand. Up until 1973, if you were a lesbian, you were certified, you could be certified as to have a mental illness according to the Department of Health. So up until that point, that's people were pretty positive. 98% of queer community, lesbian community, socialising went on behind closed doors in private homes. If people were outed, they lost their jobs, they were evicted from their homes, they were estranged from their families. So it was quite closeted in that way. But gay liberation and the rise of the feminist movement were huge in New Zealand. Everyone took it on enthusiastically. And so by 1973, when these publications started to go in print, but they were still quite, people were still cautious. And a lot of what was printed was done so anonymously, particularly personal writing about, love and lust and relationships was all done anonymously, or, people didn't use their real names, so it was covered. So yeah, it was, yes, I could talk about it quite a lot, but obviously, I won't give you a history lecture, that's not my work. So the zine format and the sort of the zine buy, it fits quite nicely into that. It gives voice to, as we all know, to marginalised, enables, yeah, so it's quite a nice little parallel there with that.
That's really good. I have a few questions about orphans actually. It's been a common action trip for a while. How did that get started?
Well, I was really Tāmaki Makarau at the time, and my friends were in the place at the also place at the I was so and everyone was at the time. So it started, all the things actually started in response to the Weekend Expo, where people who were selling weapons to really simplify it, got together for a conference, and they all said, oh, I need military gear, oh yeah, we could buy that, and it was a real convergence of international weapons dealers. So there have been protests against the Weekends Conference showing that the values that I'm aware of, and so when the Weekends Conference came to Auckland, there were people who were involved in protest here, and they got together and just set it up. You know, you can set up an group. Groups of kaupapa, do some research on their ideas behind it, and they started the Auckland group and ran some projects. So jubilant and empowered and a really, really healthy activist culture. And within 2 years after that, the Fringe conference was so well shut down by the protesters that New Zealand no longer holds women.
Yeah, it's ended. Yeah, so really especially India's done a lot of work for efficient, both that's a lot worldwide. Most recently, you guys against the marathon exercise company. Why is it important to start with efficient, but can you on that? And what can you do to help with that?
Yeah, the RIM pack focus is something that everyone should be aware of. So RIM pack stands for Rim of the Pacific, and it's basically all the colonizer countries from around the world get together and they practice invasion, they practice sinking ships, and they work together as a military like alliance to have the skills to oppress the people, the indigenous people of the country that they occupy, mainly, or any of the people in the country. So Israel is part of it, and so the training that they do affects Palestinians. Indonesia is a part of it, the training they do is part of the genocide of West Papuans. The US military is part of it, they're the main coordinators of it, and they increasingly encroaching pre-existing stuff. So New Zealand has been saying some things about, we can that we help ourselves out to saying all these bullshit. They're launching satellites for the US military, which is holding and turning this blind eye that rocket science, which the government is enabling. So New Zealand has like a defined world perspective, like perception, but the reality is that we are participating in RIMPAC and taking a significant coordinating role in that. So we are calling for Aotearoa New Zealand to withdraw from RIMPAC and for us to genuinely respect Pacific Indigenous independence and to not exacerbate tensions. We don't want China in the Pacific, we don't want the US in the Pacific, we don't want these colonised outposts of New Zealand and Australia and the Pacific either. So it's a very, very exciting movement, creating connections and rekindling connections across Manuhua all the way to Waihantua, occupied by the US military, and Hawaii, where RIMPAC exercises happen. It happens every 2 years. So what we're doing now is working towards 2024. It's currently happening right now with sinking ships and Hawaii that are just going to desecrate the seabed, and there's a lot of environmental impact associated with the military, massive encounters. So when you hear the government saying, "Oh, yeah, climate change, this is a problem," the military impact is creating climate change. They're not there to restore anything. So yeah, the Council Impact campaign is quite beautiful at the moment. We had an amazing webinar on Tuesday night, and the nuclear safety and independence movement, VDC, is coming through really, really strong, and that flame is being passed to the next generation. So we're really excited about our future as a movement that is pushing for decolonization and demilitarization.
Yeah, cool. And with those goals, is there anything you want in this room as individuals could do to help whoever's watching the stream or what can we do?
Yeah, I would love more people to get involved. We have the Council Growth Pact Coalition is a bunch of groups around Aotearoa. So there's Auckland Alternative, there's people in Aotearoa, Auckland Action, to if you uprising. So what is the way, what is the aspect of the program you might connect with? What is your style is? There is a group who are working on the Run campaign that you can engage with. And our resection groups are really looking for people to be involved in more activism and carry that through learning, through your community, and to empower the people who are most affected by this, which is, the diaspora, the community. So yeah, we have a vision of an exercise. And over on our show, we've got leaflets and stuff. We'll be putting out a campaign zine. I love campaign zines. It's such a beautiful way of storing our history and having it tangible and showing. And as you're saying before, once you tactile and that great way of inducing ideas in a way that the screen of the product doesn't quite connect. So yeah, we have got the campaign up and running, and if you head over to Auckland, there's active on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you can find links to the campaign there, or cancel them _ Aotearoa on Instagram and stuff.
Cool, very cool. Yeah, incredible. That's incredible now. But just go over to your store and find out more. We'll do it next, and then about a few more sort of general questions for everybody. So you've been a local favorite for a while, your publication. When else did you get the idea to start working on it? And was it difficult to say that as well?
When I took my postgraduate, I got really interested in how we find publications. And there's a lot of research material out there that shows that we engage with a tactile product far differently than we do from a screen. And I was confident there was a place for a tactile budget version of the big issue. If you're not familiar with the big issue, it's a paper done in Australia and England where the views of the home sort of followed colours in the street. So we're similar, but we don't change the homes and give them away. We just give them copies and leave a corner and so yeah, it seemed like, after graduate, I've got a diploma of journalism from Wakefield Institute and a postgrad diploma in communications. Nobody wanted to give me a job, so it was like, it was either do this or join the shop.
Thank you. Yeah. So each issue of the product has quite a high range of content. How do you piece it all together into one issue? Where do you want to contribute?
That's it. I think we've got a Delphi formula now. I want to say we. I'm inviting people to contribute all the time. Things like poetry was really popular. But it's really popular in the paper. As the papers grow and more people want to contribute, but I pride the paper on being a journalistic integrity and following journalistic principles. So everything has to have a basic news value. Everything has to be verified and spoke. There's no point in saying that 70% of police calls don't get responded to. You know, anybody can make shit up, and especially if you can't verify that from source material, then what value is there? And, you know, if anybody, so that's the problem we have with the internet, is now everybody's a journalist. Everybody thinks they can write, and not everybody can write. I mean, I read even in the newspapers today, you see appalling examples of what's meant to be journalism. I mean, journalism follows basic structure, basic methods, basic principles. You know, otherwise, that's my point of difference for the Chronicle, is that it is based on firm journalistic principles. Otherwise, where's the value in reading somebody's opinion? You know, papers are full of opinions by people I don't care about things I'm not interested in. So, you know, you can find a following in anything. You can find a following for, you know, chemtrails or all sorts of conspiracies. And if you want to go down that path, then, you know, there's a market. There's already a willing audience. But, you know, I mean, there's an audience for people that want to buy a time machine.
Yeah, correct. I do, there's something I agree with that a little bit. Do you find that a lot of our sort of publications are, you know, find a publication that I should have?
Look, one of the things I never pay people for interviews. Because if you're being paid for your interview, there's an obligation from you to give a good story. And if you're getting paid to give a good story, how do I know that's true? If you're publishing under a pseudonym, so there's no, well, I mean, I can understand in certain situations, but generally, if you're writing under a pseudonym and you're slagging somebody off, there's no comeback to that. That's unethical, because, you know, this unknown person is making accusations against you, and because they're using a pseudonym, you have no right to reply.
Yeah.
You know, there's fundamental things we do in journalism, like if I'm going to investigate somebody, a politician, for example, about an issue, then I have an obligation to get the alternative point of view. It's not for me to go out there and say, this is what you should think. It's for me to go out there and go, this is the issue. This is what these people think. These are the facts. And present that in what can look like 300 words or less in a way you can digest it before you flush.
Yeah. In a way that you can open up the chain for agency.
And it's reliable. Yeah. But, you know, I'm a qualified journalist. You know, I take that seriously. When people share their stories with me, that is a huge obligation on my shoulders to get that right, to not misquote them, to spell their name right. Trust me, I've got that problem. But you know, it's like that, and like for any zine, and this is where I come back to values, you have to identify your point of difference. Otherwise, you know, if I read the feminist lesbian paper, I'm pretty confident what that I'm not going in there looking for scholars. You know, if I'm getting a cartoon from Tim, I'm not going out there because I want to read Garfield.
I've got to go.
But the point is, we all have our unique position of uniqueness.
Yeah.
And you need to take that seriously.
Yeah, enormous way.
I was totally about nothing. As soon as you decide to do a blog or a zine, who's it for? Why would they want to read it? Why can they trust me to deliver this information to them? You know, What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, opportunities, threats? You know, you have to do a budget. How much is this going to cost me to print? You know, how am I going to print it? Now, I remember the first copy of the Chronicle was printed on a bubble jet because I could not convince my friends for the life of me that it was not economical to do 1,000 prints on a bubble jet printer. But anyway, and then, you know, we slowly bought photocopies, got sponsorship, but now I'm really fortunate to have my own research machine. But, you know, you've got to, Stephen Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective, which is a book I love to quote, the post I read. But he says you work within your circle of influence. And we all are born with a circle of influence. And the more you work within that circle of influence, slowly that circle of influence will expand. And if people believe as passionately as you do in what you're doing, they will support you. Even if it's, you know, Noah building his own. Everyone thought he was crazy. Mind you, the idea that every animal in the world can fit on a bike is crazy.
Yeah, thank you. I'm wary of the time because the stores of the time is very important. So I'll keep just looking at my questions short. The first one is there anyone on the market who you recommend people to go check out? Who's putting a fantastic work?
I had a quick look around before. I think there's some really exciting stuff happening there. There's some really interesting interpretations of what is a theme. I think, you know, the more independent publishing we can support, the better off we'll be as a community. Because I think we all agree it's about creating conversation.
Definitely support the freedom shop who participate today. They always just have a beautiful work and their designs were like 1991. So they are amazing organizations full support.
You know, I actually totally agree. It's about content and diversity awards and just enabling that to happen to get out there, sort of across the whole spectrum. So yeah, you know, I've had a bit of a peek around and there's some really interesting and cool stuff, and I think it's just really worth making the effort to get around to everybody and have a really good look at the really good stuff.
I've had that before from partners, like Liam Bowen. Long term from yeah, there's a few different groups.
Okay, so final question, just real quick. Where can people find you online or post? The market? Yeah, where can they look to keep consuming what you put?
Wait for that one. Yeah, I'm here now. We're definitely in online presence, and I don't think, even though I'm very much paper-first publisher, you can't ignore your social media. You can find me at carochronicle.news, and there's a link to my Patreon page. So, you know, feel free to make us a donation or subscribe. We have physical premises now in the 11 Shore Food Court on Karanga Happy Road, and generally my whole approach these days is just, you know, talk to people see me carrying around, and you know, you know, to hit me up, Instagram, Caro Chronicle, Facebook, Caro Chronicle, website, carochronicle.news, and I think there might be some graffiti on some public toilets with my phone.
Yeah. We also be active on social media, you can them, and we are often at social justice projects we need to have like some skills or like a way of getting people to people there, like who come along, because a lot of the time we promote things and we enable things and like other these experience organisers put on social justice protests and events and stuff. So we are in person as well, but we will start having some more meetings soon in real life, getting out of our bubbles and yeah, just it's reach us through social media.
Yeah, we're really just defined on especially just Google Museum. It's the only lesbian museum in the world outside of Europe, so that's pretty much narrowed down the options. And we're really keen to hear from people and to connect with people. So on our website we have quite a lot of content blogs and things going on about the contents of our collections, and we're open. We're open 3 days during the week. So if you look up our open hours, you're welcome to come and visit as well.
We're on Facebook as Auckland Mapura.org.nz. That's kind of the whole in the organisation. Um,
Yeah, it's for students that take space book. I think you think there are six. Yeah, TV competition, okay, TV competition. So yeah, the challenge you can open these actions indicate comical. Yeah, go check it out. Check it out. Whatever else you got here. Wednesday night on TV. All right, Wednesday night. Very cool. Thank you.